All right, what's up, guys? Axeltoss here. You're watching Remember Tomorrow Zero's YouTube channel. Usually this channel is used for some Destiny stuff, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be doing some replay analysis and Heart of the Swarm with the pro player. And the pro player today is going to be BabyKnight from Team FXO. He has joined me on the call. BabyKnight, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Looking forward to analyzing this replay for you. I'm having a lot of fun with Heart of the Swarm.
Happy to hear that. Of course, Heart of the Swarm is currently in beta. The beta was released a couple months ago. We're both fortunate enough to have access to the game. So you've been playing a bit of it. I've been casting a bit of it, and now we're gonna get some analysis done. Now we're gonna start off by giving a little bit of an intro to you. I think that's a good idea. So if you can just provide a little bit of your background, or maybe people, how would they know of you, kind of a thing.
Sure. Well, some people might know me from Dota. That was a long time ago. And in StarCraft last year, I joined FXO in June or July, and then I made a lot of good runs in some big tournaments like BWC, WCS, Europe, and some other ones. And then I also stream on Twitch, so that you might know me from there.
Nice, awesome. So we're on Heart of the Storm right now. And we're gonna kind of show off a little bit of the new features here. Can you go ahead and invite me to a party? We're gonna watch a replay together. This is a new feature added to Heart of the Storm. So if you've been playing a lot of Wings of Liberty, this isn't necessarily possible for you. But we can see he just invited me to watch a replay.
So it's basically in when you go to replays in Heart of the Swarm, from the main menu, there's a big button called Watch with Others. So if you're in a party or if you have a lot of people on your friend list, you can just invite people and you can watch with them.
Nice. I kind of like this. Yeah. Of course, some form of this did exist in Brood War, and it's good to see that they've added it back with Heart of the Storm. So if you can go ahead and start the game now, and I can see on the left here you are going to be playing Protoss, and your opponent is going to be Dragon. The blue Terran player. Of course, Dragon is relatively well known. His plays or his gameplay is featured on the Remember Tomorrow Zero channel a bit, from what I remember. Of course, it's a common misconception that I actually run the channel, which is actually not true. So sorry to...
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry to for anyone watching if you thought that was the case, but that is not true. I want to give credit where credit's due. I think the guy prefers to be anonymous, so, but he's a classy guy and he does well in managing the channel, in my opinion. All right, so here we are. I see we are in a map that people might be familiar with, in Cloud Kingdom. Of course, it has been carried over from Wings of Liberty to Heart of the Swarm, and this was a ladder game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the ladder pool right now is a mixture of Wings of Liberty maps, very stable Wings of Liberty maps, and some of the new Heart of the Swarm maps made by Blizzard. So I think it's Cloud Kingdom, Daybreak, maybe one more from Wings of Liberty, and then it's just Heart of the Swarm maps.
Oh, what are your opinions on that? Are you happy that the maps are relatively the same? Are you looking for more uniqueness in maps? Are you tired of Cloud Kingdom, or what's the deal there?
I actually really like. I mean, Cloud Kingdom is like the best map ever. So, I mean,
now is this because of your Blink playstyle type thing? Or?
Partially, I guess, but just in long games, I just like the way the expansion's laid out and everything. It's just a pretty cool map. Yeah,
cool.
I kind of like the fact that they're mixing in new maps. I actually kind of like the Blizzard maps. I think a lot of people don't like them as much, but most of them are pretty good, especially Howling Peak. I like that one a lot.
Nice. So this is a ladder game, and have you played Dragon much before in Heart of the Swarm, before this specific instance, before this specific game?
Yeah, I think I played him about 20 times.
Okay, so you run into a lot of the same people in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't. I get more variety now in terms of who I play, but used to be, he was like one of the only Terrans that played, because
he plays a lot of it, I think.
Yeah. But more people have switched now, so I get more variety in my opponents.
All right, let's talk about the opening here. Now, you just now scouted the barracks, you saw gas, and you're going to see the Reaper fairly soon. Do you know the Reaper's coming out at this point?
No, I'm looking if it's a Reaper or a Marine.
Mhm.
If Marine comes out first, I'll try to get my expansion as soon as possible. Even if he follows up with a Reaper, I'll have time to get a Stalker afterwards. But I see it's a Reaper first, so I'm gonna be chrono boosting out a Stalker first.
Okay.
Just small variant.
I like it. Of course, Chrono Boosted Stalker will definitely help a lot in dealing with the fast Reaper. What do you think of this opening from him? Do you like Reaper? I mean, not like, but from a Terran point of view, I mean, do you think it's an okay move to open with that Reaper first, or is that investing too much into that when not necessarily benefiting from it?
I definitely think it's a good way to open. I mean, in Wings of Liberty, it was already a viable thing to do. Just open with one Reaper and then go expand or something. And now the Reaper is it's so much better in so many ways, and you don't need the tech lab to get it, and it's just, yeah, I think it's a really good choice.
So
he already killed a probe, which almost paid for itself, and it scouted me, so definitely.
He actually has 2 Archers killed. Of course, that initial probe in your main base, or in his
yeah.
main base. Oh, but you took out the Reaper. So
Yeah.
now I'm not sure if that was worth it.
Yeah, he should have probably tried to keep it alive a bit longer, but he's.
Yeah.
I think right now it's pretty even. I guess. I think.
So, what are you thinking from here, as far as your game plan and what he's likely to do?
Right now I don't know if he's expanded yet. I want to make sure I'm safe. Oh. But I also want to know if he's expanded as soon as I can, and I want to know if he's going bio or mech. Because that's something that's very different from Wings of Liberty to Heart of the Swarm. People would never really go mech in Wings of Liberty, and if they did, they would probably lose.
Oh.
So you didn't really have to worry about it. But now you really need to scout for whether he's going bio or mech, and need to have a response ready.
So your Stalker just got blown up there by a Widowmine.
Yeah.
And you just lost a Stalker. So now you only have 1 Stalker with about half health, but you were able to scout his expansion. What do you take of, or what are you thinking now after that little altercation?
I shouldn't have lost the Stalker. That was a mistake, obviously. But I saw a lot of good things. I didn't really get any confirmation on whether he's going bio or mech, really.
Yeah.
But I know that he's expanded now, so he's not going to go for a 1-base all-in. So that's good to know.
Yeah, you saw the Widowmine, you saw some Marines on the ramp, you saw the expansion. Now he could cancel the expansion and do something crazy, but what players do that? So yeah.
But something I like to do against Widowmine expands like this, because I did see the Widowmine.
Yes.
Is I actually like to get an observer and go for a 5-gate pressure.
Ooh.
And then that will not only allow me to scout what kind of composition he's going for, because he basically has to defend with everything he has, right?
Yeah.
But then also I'll be able to do a lot of damage potentially. If he's being greedy or something like that, I can maybe even kill him, so... Yeah.
Now, you halted probes for a little bit there. Was that on purpose, or is this a build designed to continue with your...
Oh, I didn't notice, but probably intentional. Probably.
Got it. So you have about 6 Stalkers and 3 Sentries. You have an Observer here. Of course, I think the main utility of the Observer is to spot those Widowmines, because of course the Observer does see further than the Widowmines shoot.
Yeah, and also so I can kill units on high ground like this tank. Otherwise I wouldn't really be able to do anything here.
That tank is really close to the edge, and you're going to take that out quite fast, laying down 1 force field to kind of zone out your opponent. And Dragon, he can't hold this, so he's going to retreat to his main base. So he was completely taken off guard. Should he have had like a bunker there at least, or 2, or was he putting too much confidence in the Widowmines there?
He has a 3rd CC in his main, so he basically couldn't really have held that in any way. So right now, what I should really do is I should probably just contain him.
Yep.
But I was feeling that he was very greedy, so I'm going for more damage here. Yeah. And he picks up the Observer. Very smart. very smart. So that made all my units run up towards his ramp.
Oh.
They wanted to
Got it.
Yeah. And I was a bit slow to pull back. So now it's I would say I had an advantage when I made him lift up. Now it's more even again.
I mean, looking at resources lost, it's 1550 to 725. He has 3 command centers.
Yeah, but he had to he lifted his CC for a long time, and I'm ahead in probes by a lot, and I've been mining a lot more. And so even though I've lost more overall, because I've also mined more, it's pretty much even. And I know more about him than he knows about me, I'd say, at this point.
Sure. Good points there. With 2 tanks on the high ground here from Dragon, adding in 2 supply posts. You're still trying to apply some pressure.
Yeah, now it's
Losing-
mostly just poking.
Yeah.
Still getting a feeling of what exactly he's going for, but I'm pretty sure at this point that it's going to be Mech. Some people, like Supernova especially, like to go for like a biomech composition with medevacs, marines, hellbats, and tanks. But I haven't really seen that from other players, so I'm pretty confident it's Mech at this point with all the tanks.
I think you had a second observer. Yeah, there's that second observer. I just want to see what you've scouted. Oh, Hallucinate is now... You don't have to upgrade it, or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for the research.
Yeah, I'm scaring him a little bit now with the Phoenix. He might think I'm going to blink on top of the tank or something.
Oh, nice. So you see 4 tanks. So yeah, at this point, I think you can be very reassured that it is going to be Mech. There's 2 armories as well. One in the main, one at the natural expansion. I think you've scouted them both. So what's your game plan from here? It looks like you've taken a third. You're going into Immortal production. What's the best way to deal with this play you're seeing?
Yeah, so whenever I see Mech, I always... well, not always, but usually I'll go for one forge, like this game, and I'll just get the weapons upgrade. I won't really go for armor, because tanks, especially, don't really care about armor. They do so much damage that, like, one armor taken away from that, or -1 damage is not really going to do anything for you. So I usually go for one forge against Mech, and then I go for try to do as much immortal production as possible. Pretty much always I will go for constant immortal production, and then add a lot of robos later as well.
Looks like he's going to try to engage you here with the Hellbats, Marines, and tanks.
Yeah. I'm kind of just delaying his start at this point. I'm losing a few units now, but I'll also pick up some Hellbats there.
Now the Hellbat's an interesting topic. What's your opinion on the unit? Maybe in the in this matchup specifically, or maybe just in general?
Well, I think it's good that Terran got it, because it's one of those units you can't really micro much, unless they're in a medevac, of course, but you know.
Sure.
If they're on the ground, you can't really micro them much. They're really strong, though. It's a lot like a lot of the Protoss units that you couldn't really micro much in Wings of Liberty, but they were really strong. Whereas the Terran units, like the bio units, you could just micro so much, and you can get so much out of them. But I think it's good that Terran has a unit that you can abuse with good micro as a Protoss player. Because it's like, if you don't micro well against them, you'll get completely destroyed.
Yeah.
But if you have good micro and you kite with the stalkers, you can actually negate a lot of that damage. Because they don't have a lot of range, and they don't have they're not very fast. So yeah.
So it looks like he's going for a turtley style, putting turrets everywhere, securing 3 bases, setting up those siege tanks. At any point, do you consider going Tempests, or can you explain a little bit your thought process regarding the Stargates in Heart of the Swarm?
You can go Stargate against Mech. I think it's more gimmicky though, especially if you want to go for more. It's like you're trying to hide your airplay.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't scout it in time and he moves out or something, you can pretty much just win the game. But if he sees it, he can abuse it in a lot of ways. I actually tried to do it against Dragon one game, and he was just dropping Hellbats everywhere, and my Void Race didn't kill them fast enough.
Pesky Hellbats can melt a mineral line in a matter of seconds. Looks like you're trying to do some of the same, dropping Zealots in his mineral lines.
Yeah, I've been basically trying to pull him back, make him stay defensive while I get a good army out. But now he's knocking at my front door, and I was a bit panicked, so...
I don't know if you can
really
hold
have
this
enough.
third.
No, I can't. And I was trying to really keep him back with some stalkers at the left side and the cell drops in the main. So I didn't quite warp my warp keys in time. So my macro hasn't been the best right now.
So at this point, it's kind of scary. Crisis management mode, perhaps.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you going to try to engage this, or do you just hope he goes home?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
He has a really good position. Basically, my macro stepped for like a little bit, which allowed him to go get a really good position and kill my third.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd say I have an army that can kill his if he tries to move in, which is why he's going back now. So he can't really go for the kill here, but definitely got himself ahead now with that push.
Alright, it looks like he is... Is he aware of that third of yours? I don't think he's necessarily aware of it. He can probably guess, though. Considering he's on 3 bases, and if you remain on 2 bases for too much longer, there's no way you can win the game, so... Looks like we might have an engagement
That's why he's still
soon.
being aggressive here. Otherwise he wouldn't be.
Gosh, he has so much stuff, but some pretty good size storms there, Mr. BabyKnight. Immortal's doing a lot of damage as well, and the Archon's leading the charge, but he's still ahead in supply, but nothing's going to kill those Immortals.
Yeah, so the problem, well, not the problem, but the thing with Mech is if you kill all the Hellbats and you still have a lot of Immortals left, the siege tanks are basically forfeit. They're basically gonna die.
Interesting. Of course, tanks do no damage to Immortals when they have those shields. Well, pretty much no damage.
And they die really fast.
So, Hellbats, how good are they against Immortals, in your experience?
They're pretty good against Immortals.
Yeah.
You need Archons and Storm to kill them, if he has enough of them. Because you really need to get through the Hellbats as soon as possible so you can start killing the tanks. It's really important.
So you've established this third. It looks like you're going to try to retake your other third as, I guess, your fourth. Meanwhile, he is still sticking to the Hellbat tank Thor combo. He's still going mech, adding on those medevacs. Your game plan from here, just continue with the same composition, or are you considering any transitions?
I'm pretty much just gonna keep producing Immortals. I might add some Robos soon so I can make even more, and I can get some... you see I'm producing Warp Prism speed right now?
Yes.
I'm getting Warp Prism speed.
I like it.
And I'm gonna start adding some Warp Prisms now so I can drop on top of his tanks in fights. Because fights against Mech are usually very one-sided. Either you get through the Hellbats and you can start killing the tanks and you'll probably win the fight very handily, or you won't get through the Hellbats and you'll get completely shredded. But if you have some Warp Prism drops on top of the tanks, you'll always do a lot of damage to him, and even if you don't win the fight, you'll still do a lot of damage.
Your storms have been pretty good this game, BabyKnight, I'll be honest.
I've been okay.
And there's a Warpin, or attempted Warpin. He's going to take out your Warp Prism. So he's still trying to crush your third base here. And I don't think he's going to be successful because these Immortals they're just refusing to die.
Again, he lost all his Hellbats to Storms and Archons, so now his tanks are just getting picked up. And I think he might have added too many medevacs, like trying to get too fancy healing the Hellbats. I think he should have gone for more tanks instead.
So do you think it would be wise if he went for a little bit faster of Ghosts, perhaps? Like maybe once he sees your Immortal count, adding on that Ghost Academy, you know, shortening the tank count a little bit, or is that not worth it?
It's just a different choice, I think. He's playing a more aggressive style. He should have done more drops probably with Hellbats and then stayed more defensive. But some Terrans like to do that. But the thing is, if they're at Ghosts, they need a lot more time before they can move out.
Yeah.
Because it's very gas heavy.
I was thinking like after he took his after he took down your third base, like dropping a Ghost Academy right there.
Yeah. Some Terrans do that. I think I've even seen Dragon do that before.
Okay.
But yeah, it gives me more time. I can get like 3 prisms and load in everything in there and like really prepare for his push. And his push is going to be very all-in-ish then, I feel.
Wow. There's a Hellbat drop going straight to your fourth and then to your natural expansion. Nice feedback onto the medevac there. Gonna take down the Hellbats. What's the best way to deal with the Hellbat drops, do you think? From your experience?
Take out the medevac as soon as possible.
Okay.
Always. Just go, take the medevac out as soon as you can, and then once you've taken the medevac out, you just need to kite against the Hellbats with Stalkers or whatever, and always run the probes away as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Split them in every direction.
There's always that first time where you think you can attack the Hellbats with your probes.
Yeah.
Probably not the wisest decision, which you'll
Nope.
usually discover after trying to do such a thing. They all melt away. I'll be honest, BabyKnight, I've been playing a lot of Terran Heart of the Swarm.
Oh, you traitor.
What?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I actually kind of want to play Terran.
It's so much fun, man. Hellbats and Widowmines, I'm telling you. Now, you haven't really incorporated too many Heart of the Swarm units here.
No, I haven't. You can't. I think it's mostly Stargate based as Protoss, and I think it's mostly against Zerg. You can do it against Terran, but I think this is as viable. I think against Zerg, you kind of have to go Stargate now, because they get so many buffs in so many areas, and Protoss ground armies didn't really get any buffs, you know? So you kind of have to, but against Mech, or against Terran in general, I don't really think you have to. It's just a different style, I guess, if you do.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we see him continue with the Hellbat drops. One of those Hellbats is 11 kills. You have 3 War Prisms.
Yeah.
Dying to turrets.
I messed up my hotkeys for a second.
Oh, BabyKnight.
Yeah.
That's going to be so fancy, I feel.
Yeah, I will have a lot of fancy games with that. One of them might get featured on this channel, actually.
With the War Prisms?
Yeah, I've had some really fancy games where I drop on top of the tanks, and it looks really cool. I drop like 3 prisms on top of tanks and destroy everything.
Wow, you just melted his army again.
Yeah, the reason why this was so one-sided was because I had a lead already.
Yeah. I mean, you're on 4 bases. He's been on 3 for a while.
Yeah.
So you just added that 4th.
Yeah.
Nice. Looks like you're going to clean him up. What's your current rank right now in Grandmaster?
I don't think it's all that high right now. It's like 30. I'm going like back and forth a bit. Like, I'm really just trying to learn a lot of things. I'm not really like in the beginning. I was mostly abusing all the new things that I saw, and trying to get as high rank as possible. Now it's more like just trying to figure everything out. I think it'll help me more in tournaments.
So are you focusing on Heart of the Storm more, obviously?
Yeah.
Any Wings Liberty play?
No, not at all. I switched completely now. I try to avoid Wings of Liberty stuff now.
There's the GG from Dragon. BabyKnight is victorious. Nicely played, sir. Cool. So any final thoughts based on this game? You know, things you could have done better, things Dragon could have done better, or general thoughts on the PvT matchup in Heart of the Storm?
Sure. So I think the biggest mistakes I made this game is when I forced the lift off on his natural, I should have contained him for a little while instead of trying to push the issue and kill him or whatever I was trying to do. Because that let him in the game a bit, and I could have had an advantage to play off instead. And then the second one was missing my macro slipped a little bit when I was trying to do all the harass.
Yes.
And I didn't expect him to push out. I kind of panicked, actually. I was getting blink and getting ready to do a lot of blink stalker harass, but then I realized he was going to attack me, so I had to warp in Zealots and Archons. And Archons and Zealots are much cheaper in minerals and gas compared to the production time, so you're going to spike a lot of minerals and gas if you haven't prepared for that. So that's why that happened. And then, yeah, I think those were the biggest mistakes that I made. And I guess some of the attacks he made, he didn't position his stuff properly, and maybe he got a bit eager as well, trying to kill me. Yeah. I think against Terran and Heart of the Swarm right now, one of the most important things for any Protoss player is figuring out what exactly the Terran is doing with his composition, if he's going Mech or Bio. I think it's one of the biggest things that people need to think about now, that you didn't really have to do in Wings of Liberty.
Right.
One of the biggest changes to the matchup.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so that's gonna conclude things. I would like to take some time to give you a chance to plug any Twitters, any streams, maybe plug anything you have coming up. Like, where are we gonna see you next?
Sure. My Twitter is at FXOBabyKnight, and you can also find a link to my stream there if you go check it out.
All of this information should be in the description below if people are having trouble finding it.
Hopefully. And then I'll play a qualification match for Dallas, which is going to be broadcasted soon. So
I actually have details about that.
What?
I'll share some details about that once you're done.
Okay. And then, except for that, I mean, I think a lot of tournaments will be coming up for me soon, but don't really have anything planned right now. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming on here and providing your always insightful commentary to your latter games, and hopefully we can do this again soon. And of course, this has been Alex Axeltoss Rodriguez. I'm a commentator for Major League Gaming, and speaking of his qualification match, it is coming up 5 p.m. Eastern. It will take place on Monday, I believe. So right now at the time, I'm not sure when this video is actually going to go up, but it's like February. Do you know what date Monday is, BabyKnight? Is it February?
It's like 11th, I think.
The 11th. Of course, all that information is on MajorLeagueGaming.com, and I will be providing commentary for that. So be sure to check that out. Of course, you can also follow me on Twitter at Axeltoss, and I will tweet about it there as well. And I think that's all I got. BabyKnight, any final words before we sign off here?
No, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And if you like what you see, be sure to comment below. Maybe throw a thumbs up. Maybe throw a subscribe. Also, there's a YouTube channel, youtube.com/officialmlgsc2. A light little plug here. Every single game from the winter season showdowns for MLG, of course, best of 5 qualification matches for Dallas, which BabyKnight will be participating in, will be available on that channel in full 1080p HD. So if you're looking for more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm content on YouTube, that's youtube.com/officialmlgsc2 for the latest and greatest in Heart of the Swarm gameplay from the best players in the world. That being said, this has been Axeltoss with BabyKnight, and I'll see you guys next time.